Well, I'm Lauren. This is Donnie. We're with Pop Crush. We are so excited to sit down with you today. Congratulations on a new album. This is such a
Wait,
special,
you guys are Pop Crush,
yeah,
Yes.
like the Pop Crush?
like the Pop Crush in the flesh.
That's oh my gosh. Like seriously, you guys are always y'all got the tweets, honey. Y'all got y'all got the tweets. I don't want to
We
take
bring
up too
the
much
tweets.
time talking about y'all, but
We bring the tweets because you got the beats, girl. That's
Ooh, you
that
set
was
that one up.
good.
true story. I'm obsessed with this album. It's very rare that we find an unskippable album come out, and I can't skip past any of these tracks. They're so good, and I'm fully invested. I am fully invested in the vision of Lizzo.
Wow. I've been saying this and there are no skips. And I'm not saying this in a way where it's like I'm Well, I am bragging. I'm really good at music.
Good.
But literally I was like, I wanted to make sure that every song on this album was a perfect song. There's no fillers. There's no song that shouldn't be on there. Like I had to put some songs that I love off of this album to make sure that Special was perfect. And I'm so glad that you see that.
Is that why you titled it Special?
Kind of. It was I really wanted to name the album off of after the song In Case Nobody Told You Today, which is special, but it was originally called In Case Nobody Told You. And so I always knew that this song was important. And I was like, this is the thesis of the album. Like, this is what the album needs. This is the title. And after working with Max Martin on it, he was like, the song is called Special. It's special. And I was like, yeah. And then after I changed it, I was like, maybe I'll still call the album In Case Nobody Told You. And then everybody was like, no, you call the album Special. And after that, I was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of this before? The album is so special. What else would I call it? So that's how that went down.
Oh, it totally makes sense. Donnie, I think you have a question.
Yeah, so the kickoff song is The Sign, which it seems like in the lyrics and everything, it talks about what you did differently than a lot of other people is during the quarantine of the pandemic, you came out of it thriving, more confident, more proud of yourself, like more just rejuvenated. And how did you find that to happen?
Well, it sounds like it, but I don't think that's what went down. Because it's motherfucker, did you miss me? I've been home since 2020. I've been twerking and making smoothies. It's called healing.
Yeah.
It does sound like it. I think, I say this all the time, like when I used to be so anxious and I used to get like so sad and I would hang out with a friend and he would have all these mechanisms and like he'd like have a bagel and schmear and write down a list of things. He had all these tools in place to make himself feel better. And I was like, God, you're like such a happy person. Like, how do you have it together? And he's like, in order to have all of these things in place, that's indicative of somebody who was really depressed and really sad. You had to save yourself. And so I feel like that is the same thing that kind of applies to this song. Like, I'm drinking smoothies and it's like, I'm doing all these things because I'm facing so much scary shit, so much fear and so much anxiety and so much stress and depression and loss. Like, I need to do these things to survive. I think The Sign is more of a song about survival than thrival. But and I hope to lay it down as kind of like a roadmap for myself. The next time something happens, I can always know where to go to find myself again.
I think it's very funny that you find yourself writing this and being a roadmap for yourself when honestly, you're a roadmap for so many of us. Like, honestly, if I need a hype up song, you're the girl I go to every single time. And I'm either dancing or I'm just like screaming your lyrics in my car. I mean, it gets intense, And I also think it's amazing that this album is so cleverly written and so well put together that it not only applies to like real life, but it also applies to social media. Like there's everything captionable, every lyric. I'm like, save that for your back pocket. You're going to need that later. When you were crafting all of this, you bring in Lauryn Hill and I'm hearing some of that sampling and then I'm hearing Coldplay. What are some of the moments that you thought, wow, I know this is a banger. I know this is a banger.
Oh, damn, that's the good one. Um, I will say with Break Up Twice, which is the song, the Lauryn Hill sample, which woo, baby, what a dream. What a dream. I got Missy Elliott on the first album and the Lauryn Hill sample on this one, like living the dream here. But I remember the moment that hit me, I did that with Mark Ronson, and he was playing like a guitar loop, and it was the dum 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 da da da, and I was like, okay, and I was trying to like write a song around that, and then I was trying to avoid, going full Lauryn Hill, because I was like, I don't want it to be obvious. I want to just write a song off of it, like, and then it hit me and I was like, bitch, lean into that shit. Like, boy, you better, don't avoid it, embrace it. And when I embraced the sample and I was like, if we can get this cleared, I sat back in my chair and said, this could be the craziest thing we've ever done. And it's just moments like that, like when it clicks, I've had that moment on like a bunch of these songs. Like I think with About Damn Time, the song had been rewritten like 5 million times. I was like, it's not right. I kept like rewriting it, freestyled the verses to get it just right. And we still didn't have the hook. And by the end of it, like I was like over. We were doing emergency sessions. What are we going to do to fix this song? And I was sitting in the last session and I was like, what if it's just okay? All right. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. And everyone just looked at each other like, oh shit. It's moments like that click in and you realize a song has use. A song has purpose. I think that's how I know a Lizzo song is going to be a banger, when it has that purposefulness.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of About Damn Time, though, I was at San Francisco Pride and it was the anthem for San Francisco Pride. And it just made me feel so good. And I know a lot of artists, they pretend to be allies, but you show up every time. And especially with Drag Race star Cornbread, when you showed up in WeHo at our show, yes. I actually was walking by the bar and they were like, Lizzo's in there. And I was like, what? Wow. So for you, why is that so important, just to really throw yourself and support people and support queer people and people of, women donating money to Planned Parenthood, all of the above?
Because I don't see much separating us, especially as a marginalized person in the society. I don't see much divide. I'm like, we are all being marginalized. We all get discriminated against. It's hard for everybody. And so I think that's why I identify with so many people in so many different walks of life, in so many different, groups. And I think representation is so important. So I'm always kind of championing for that. Anytime I can represent, or anytime somebody's representing for me, like Cornbread being, a plus size drag queen and going serving, like I want to be there. I want to show up for her. That's important to somebody. It's for damn sure important to me.
Yeah.
Lizzo, thank you so much for the time.